It's coming that host has disabled participant screen sharing.
I don't think so. I think, okay, sure, my mistake. Sure, you can go ahead, share the screen.
Yep. Okay, just give me a second. Right, can we start?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone. So this is Team Pay and this is the final presentation of Vatwani Foundation's Ignite program. Our venture is Freebird and our motto is a road not taken, explored and explored. So both the same things. And then our Instagram page will be at Freebird and a Facebook page of Freebird. Now we have kept only these two pages as of now for starting because we know that our target audience comprises of people who are mostly on Instagram and Facebook. Now our team is Pranay, this is me, CEO, and Anand Koyal, CMO. Now, the problem that we identified was that we mostly see simple travel plans with mainstream places, and no customization is available for the customers according to the taste and preferences, which is pretty frustrating, I think. And that's why we did a survey, and we found out that over 70% of the people want to visit explored places which are not mainstream, and because they're very curious. And most of these travel agencies, or you can say travel sites as well, just show only those places which are mainstream and people know. And people like us, people like me are fed up of that. That's why, and therefore the customer that I'm talking about, it's the 18 to 30 age bracket, which we also known as young adults. And the geography that we have chosen is 5 cities in India for starting. That is Nainital, Mussoorie, Delhi NCR, Visakhapatnam, and Shimla. Now there we when we did a survey, we received some feedback from our customers that they get poor information about local food. They do not get authentic reviews and do not are not able to look at name of the places which are popular, and they do not know do's and don'ts of place, right? So that's where Freebird comes in. Freebird is an AI based platform which customizes your travel plan without any hassle. You will get authentic reviews from our side as well as verified locals, because there are at times that locals sometimes ditch or scam the travelers. And therefore it is a one-stop solution where you can find each and everything that you desire, be it like be it any kind of accommodation booking, be it any kind of activity booking, be it any kind of travel booking, plane tickets, train tickets, bus tickets, etc. Also, 2 years down the line, we're going to launch our e-commerce platform, which is eBird, which will help you get close to the destination that you want, even at the comfort of your home. Now, this is a MVP that we desire. Our website is currently still under development, and therefore we were not able to show the actual website. But this is something. These are some of the features that we want. We want a home page, a login, so that a dashboard, as well as where people can travel, about us, contact us. These are some standard pages that we want, and this will be kind of the form, or you can say the entries that they will do on a website, so that the AI based software can easily accommodate a like as close to perfect itinerary as possible, right? Now coming upon to some numbers, because we all know that numbers are the best thing that's there, right? So the startup cost will be 1,50,000. Our fixed cost will be 60,000 a month. Variable cost will be 7,000 a customer, as well as estimated revenue of 2,77,500 a month, because we are assuming that we'll get 30 customers in a month with an average revenue of 9,250 per customer. Based on these metrics, we will break even 27 months, and a payback period will be roughly around 20 months with a contribution margin of 32%. The burn rate of a startup will be 7,500 rupees a month, and the runway period of around 24 months with the money that we have. And I think in today's time, it is a lot. Now, the unit economics of our venture is that our customer acquisition will be 2,000 for a month, and our average revenue per unit for a quarter will be 9,250, same as our price of a product, of a service, and the customer lifetime value will be 31,500 with net profit of 5%. Now, these are some of the competitors, like the Scout My Trip, Pick Your Trail, and Trip Over, but there are many challenges that they face. Scout My Trip only does road trip plans. Pick Your Trail only does non-Indian mainstream places, and Trip Hobo has such a wide variety that they do not focus on but one particular phase and do not go in depth. That is why we have an advantage. We have less places but more accuracy. We know what Gen Z wants because we are one. We are offering more local support and in-depth knowledge of the place. And of course, eBird, like the e-commerce platform that we are going to launch. Over to you, Anand.
Yeah, thank you. So, like much of the lean canvas model has already been covered by Pranay. So, talking about the unique value proposition. So, we'll be providing highly tailor-made solutions. Also, our support system would be 24/7 available. We'll be providing real-time updates, and that's one thing I really want to emphasize on. So, like many times we have seen that we visit a place, or our agency tell us to visit some place, but it's often closed, or there's a lot of traffic around that area. So people, they don't get much real-time updates in through the agencies as well. So that's something we'll focus upon. Also, yeah, end-to-end solution is our prime concern, and eBird is something that Pranay has already covered about. Talking about the unfair advantages, the founders that Pranay and I are like somehow related to the places that we have chosen. So that will depict reliability. Yeah, also the product that we are building is for the Gen Zs and by the Gen Zs. So I think that would make a lot of difference. Talking about the key metrics, our key metrics would be activation rate, customer acquisition cost, churn rate. That's the rate at which the customer stop doing business with us. Also, the number of signups, is it going up or down? Like that would be a key metric. Number of referral, of course, and also the commission growth percentage that we'll be charging from our accommodation agencies and conveyance agencies. Talking about the high level concept, we are more than just a travel planner. We are a guide, and we are a guide. We are a travel companion. So talking about the channels through which we'll market ourselves, that would be by friends, by mutuals, by micro influencers or bloggers. So we'll do kind of user generated content marketing as well. We'll also do podcast or word of mouth, or search engine optimization. That would really help to market ourselves. Yeah, Pranay, could you? Yeah. So talking about the roles that we have identified for hiring, so we'll be having three main departments while hiring. That would be technical department, area ambassadors, and social media and creative head. Talking about the technical department, since our product is based on artificial intelligence, and website is our important, website would be play an important role in our product. So that's something we'd not neglect, to be honest. And that's why we'd hire a top-notch technical department team, which would be which would be handy when it comes to web development and AI. Talking about the area ambassadors, we'd be seeking skills such as communication, negotiation, and awareness, because they would be the one that would be on ground, that would be helping us, giving us real time updates and everything related to the places. Talking about the social media and creative head, they would be apt when it comes to graphic designing and written communication, because that's something that we use a lot to market ourselves and bigger yeah. Talking about the position statement, our AI-based travel plan software would help Gen Zs to get an immersive travel experience by getting a highly customized travel plan according to their taste and preferences. When it compares to other travel sites which provide standard mainstream destinations. So talking about the sales forecasting, our sales forecast for the year of 2022, if the COVID doesn't frustrate us anymore, so that would be 36 lakhs. And talking about the month-to-month projections, we have taken January, May, June, and December to be our peak months where we believe that sales would grow higher because these are some holiday months. So yeah, talking about the customer acquisition, we have taken a bottoms up approach where we have defined our leads to follow, prospects and customers for different months that will be coming. Yeah, talking about the sales pitch, why Freebird? That's the question. So, most of it is already being covered. So we are a travel companion more than anything, and we'll be providing 24/7 guidance support. And that another thing is we'll be providing in-house cab services as well. That would be at an economical rate. So you need our customer need not to worry about any transportation service, to be honest. So that's something we'll take care of. Talking about the funding plan, so the fund that we'll be requiring would be 2 lakh to start. That would cover our startup cost of 150, and of course the fixed cost for first month. The source that we have chosen would be bootstrapping, because I believe that if we can't provide funds by ourselves to our startup, how can we expect that someone else could provide us that fund? So 2 lakh is quite a good amount to be bootstrapped by ourselves, and Pranay and I believe that we can bootstrap that amount, and we'll be using that to build our team, to build our website, build our social media, and to do some R&D by traveling to these places by ourselves to get better insights of these places. Talking about the legal compliances, to incorporate our business, we would establish Freebird as a private company in India. talking about the creation of agreements, both co-founders will hold 40% and 40% of the share of the company, and the CTO will hold 20% of the company. We haven't gone much into valuation of our company because we are still in an ideation phase, and we didn't want to give any unrealistic figures when it comes to valuation because we haven't we are still in the ideation phase. Talking about the HR related agreement and policies, we would formulate employment contracts, and we will adhere every to the required acts which are passed by the government. Talking about the setting up an accounting system, we'd be using Tally at inception, and anything that would be prescribed by our accountant. Talking about the corporate compliances, the central government does not exclusively specify some extreme compliances which pertain to the travel industry or tech travel startup, to be precise. But however, we will follow certain interstate compliances that are there. So that's pretty much about Freebird, and I hope like we have covered everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Requesting Dr. Sharma. Yeah, please, ma'am, if you have any questions.
Thank you, Pranay and Nanit. Nice presentation. Good work. I have just few questions, which will, I mean, if you go to your problem statement somewhere, you have mentioned 70% is the number you have mentioned, 70%.
Right, just a second. Yeah. Yeah.
Go. Yeah, here. So you're saying you somewhere you said like most of the people. So you have done this research where you asked would you visit less known cultural places rather than mainstream to, and you're saying 63.3% or here it's 87% for the other part. I want to know how many people were there. I know it's percentage. What is the total number of people?
So ma'am, what we did was that being in COVID, we circulated a Google form in our close relation because we are college students and we know that that is a target market. So we released a Google form, and that around we received around 150 responses or 150 odd responses. Based on with that, we charted this number out.
Okay, so that's what I want to know, 150 responses. Now my next question is, out of this 150 responses, what you got through Google form, what was their demographic profile? Like what was their age group? Who are those people? Who were those people?
Right, ma'am. So the primary age group that we cater to was our college only. So 18 to 22 was the primary age group, as well as, but what we also did was that we have not mentioned as of now is that we also went in our elderly, like we also went for our mothers and fathers, and we interviewed them face to face. So after that, we saw that more from the Google form as well as compared.
One second. Sorry. So one is like, you said Google form of around 150 people were there. So,
yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
150. So you can say approximately around 90 people said yes, they would like to. So that
yes,
is one. That's through Google form.
Yes,
the second one, apart from that, you interviewed some of those elderly people within your family and all, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Not interviewed, you can say, but you can say an informal talk sorts of. Yeah, informal talk sorts of that. Okay, so if we do this, what would be your reaction? So we just did like that, an informal talk with them. And therefore, we came to a conclusion that as of now, we'll target only the young adults between 18 to 25 and 30, because we know that that 10-year bracket also has the same aspirations as compared to those 4-year bracket as 18 to 22.
Okay. The second point I would like is like, okay, so your customer segment initially right in the beginning, you said your website is in building phase, you haven't built your website. Your customer right now is college student.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And subsequently you will move to other segment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And why college student? Because of the Google form.
Yes, ma'am, Google form, and because honestly, we both are college students, so that's what we experience, and therefore we think like the college students will understand this better, and they will help us get more customers as well. So that's where primary focus is on college students, you can say.
Okay. Another point is, why do you think college students want to pay for this?
Yep, Anant, you want to take it?
Yeah. So I'm adding to the fact that college students, since we are young generation, we want something like we want to explore places that are, that are not explored. We want to do adventurous things, and that's something that our parents don't look forward to. So that's why we take to the age group of 18 to 30. We've also talked to our elder brothers and elder sister of somewhat 26 or 27 age group. So that's why we came to the conclusion that we'll be targeting 18 to 30 only.
Okay. What is the risk associated with your venture?
And the risk, the main risk that you can say is that although we will be vetting all of our places, we will be vetting all of our partners, but still there are chances that the locals that are there, like say even 10% chance if that they may, are not, they do not come to what they commit, right? So that is one of the biggest risk associated with us, that the customer doesn't get what they want. Like we will be vetting our all of our partners as well as our locals, but still there is a risk factor that they do not come to their terms, or do not commit, do not, you can say, deliver what they commit.
Also, ma'am, adding to that, to hedge these risks, we're also ideating on eWord. That's an e-commerce platform that would provide our customers with ethnic goodies or ethnic products such as tea leaves from Darjeeling or Agra ke pede type things. So just to hedge our risk and just to add another product line to our.
Okay. Okay, fine, got it. You have mentioned some geographical area which is your primary market right now. You're going to target, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Have you done some research in number of tourists visiting in those places? And in that, how many younger generation generally, like, what is that number? And what is their average spending out there? Because now you're talking about someone, this is my budget, and from there you want to take a pie. So any research your team did, something like that? You did some kind of research, number of visitors, number of people visiting those destinations?
Yeah. Also, like talking about the research, we have seen from our childhood that these are some of the places.
Anand, sorry. I'm so sorry, but I'm not interested in knowing about your childhood. I'm very clear. I want to know from a survey point of view, from a government data point of view. If you're talking about Nainital, can you tell me some numbers that these are the people who visited Nainital in the last, as per government data, as per tourism data, and on an average, assuming this is a market we are looking forward to. So that is how some kind of a number. If you have done it, it's fine. If you have not done it, it's absolutely fine. No problem.
Yes, ma'am. We have not, like, we'll be honest, we have not done that research, that the numbers part research.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
But we have presumed that because of COVID.
I understand, Anant and Pranay, understand the purpose of this is not to say, like,
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
fine, I mean, it's not never, I mean, no business is ever ready, right?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
always a research base. That's what, if I'm saying something, if you have done it, good. If not done it, it's good that you can identify, that will give you numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't take it otherwise, like, I'm just trying to say, like, okay, fine, this is something, have you done it? If you've not done it, so let us, okay, then ensure that you do it, so that will help you. The purpose of doing the entire Badwani Foundation is doing all this is because so that you have the best of the things coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So that is the major thing.
Yes,
So that is one. And you also said, okay, so that you have answered 24. Okay, fine. One point you have mentioned is you are going to provide 24/7 support system. So my suggestion is, I don't know if you have done it, 24/7 support system. If you are saying, what kind of back-end processes have to be done when you're saying 24/7 support system? Somewhere you've written, yeah. So your unique value proposition is 24/7 support system.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you mean by this? Can you please define this? What do you mean by 24/7 support system?
Yes, ma'am. So like we have personally seen that we have visited many trips, but when we went to that trip, like the travel agency just lose contact with us. If we get bad service, they doesn't care because they have got their money. So catering that problem, we have considered 24/7 the solution, because we'd be having.
Anand, got it. Now, when you are delivering this to me as a customer who's going to pay, or anyone else as a customer, what is the back-end thing you need to have to deliver this?
Yes, ma'am.
So have you thought about it?
Ma'am, to have that, we'd be having area ambassadors, which will be in night shift and in day shift process. So that's something that we'll look upon. Also, we'll be having an office in future, that where all these people would gather and they'd help, that they'll do some.
Anand, how many area ambassador in a particular region, right? That is the number. How many number, like, all that is something, if you have taken care of, fantastic. If not, just ensure that, because that means 24/7 support system. There are so many things which comes behind that. It's like, and that too, if it is your unique value proposition, because that's a reason why someone is going to take your service.
Yes.
So if I would like to take your service because it's 24/7 support system in the night, day, whatever, so then, and if I don't get that, I'm not going to take your service.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Right. So to deliver this service, do you have a kind of a mechanism which is going to help you out? If yes, fantastic. If not, work on it. If that is your UVP, or otherwise you have to change your UVP. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We'll work
That's
on
it
that
from
for
my
sure.
side. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this lovely feedback and these suggestions. It will help us a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's move on to the next team. Request Team Freedom Academy to present next.
Rajat, if you give me 1 minute and just fill
Yes,
in.
ma'am. Yeah, you can let us know when you are ready. I'll just ask them to be ready with the presentation. Okay, we'll wait.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, we can move to the next.
Sure, ma'am. So next team is Freedom Academy. So Andy, you can start.
Okay, good afternoon and good evening, depending on where you are. So I'd like to present Freedom Academy. This is our team. I'm the founder. My background is in education. I was a high school and college teacher before, and with me are Nemel and Dimple. They're also both educators, as well as entrepreneurs. So the problem that we have identified in a nutshell is that kids hate school. They don't like going to school. They don't like doing homework. And this causes a lot of stress for the customer, who is the parent. And we did a survey of around 100 kids, and these are the results why kids don't like school, because they find subjects are boring or not relevant. Some of them express that they find it hard to express themselves with rules like uniforms, or they have a haircut rule, or they have to wear certain types of shoes. Some express that there was too much homework, strict teachers, and bullying. Okay. And our customers are, of course, the parents. They're the ones paying. But if the kids are stressed, then they also are stressed because they need to force their kids to do schoolwork, or they have to hire tutors if their kids cannot cope. And some of them wonder if their children are learning practical things. This usually comes as, they themselves, they think of their own schooling, and, a lot of things they did not get to use. So they wonder the same thing about their kids. We also interviewed some parents, and this is what they express, that, their kids have too many subjects, but don't really use them in real life. And one of them, when her daughter was 12, confronted her and confronted him and said, "Isn't there more to life than going to school?" Okay, and this one doesn't understand the relevance, and this parent wanted more practical lessons. But I think all of this is encapsulated in an audio interview that was captured by one of our co-parents. We asked a mother what she liked about her child's school, and while she was answering, her child interrupted with his own idea. So just listen to the interview.
We are not able to hear.
Sorry.
This is the audio playing. We're not hearing it.
Yes,
Maybe
it's playing.
When you share the screen, you need to check the option of share sound along with sharing the screen.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you can share the screen again. You will see an option at the bottom, share sound, which
So
you
I
can
stop
check.
it now. Oh, okay, there you go. Sorry about that. Do you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Socialization, exposure,
Nothing.
and as for Caleb, nothing daw.
So
What are the things you
the
like about school?
sorry. Okay. So to address the problem, the solution we thought was
So Andy, you can request to change it to the present slideshow mode. Right now, it's in the presenter's view.
oh, sorry. So this is the screen I shared. All right. Wait,
Sure, fine.
I forgot to check that thing again. Oh, okay. Ah, sorry. There you go. Is that okay now?
Yeah.
Yes, that's okay now. It's okay now.
Okay. So we allow them to pursue their interests. You know, we don't have those arbitrary rules, no homework, quizzes, exams. We have supportive facilitators and we have age mixing. Our focus is on a community. These are all encapsulated in a system called an Agile Learning Center, which we are adopting. And this is our core philosophy that children forced to learn will only do enough to satisfy the teacher or parent. And those things are easily forgotten. But if they learn out of their own choice and interest, they will retain that knowledge for a lifetime. And of course, the question, especially for a lot of educators, a lot of parents, is will this work? I do not have the time to explain it now, but self-directed education has been around for decades. This is an example of an umbrella organization. We are part of that. And there are lots of self-directed education centers around the world. There have been studies around this, and it does work. Children who go through this can go to college, can go live meaningful, successful lives. These are value proposition canvas. A lot of these are just details of what I've discussed a while ago, so I won't go into detail with that. Our MVP is an actual center, a venue. This is it. It's actually my ancestral house that we're renovating for this purpose. And it's a place where kids can interact, talk, study, and play freely. You know, we'll have materials there that will spark their curiosity with a free Wi-Fi, of course, so they can Google things that they need to know. Our competitive advantage, as we see it, is we don't compete in this space in having a curriculum. We don't highlight that, but really giving a chance for the kids to have individualized instruction, self-direction, to learn how to interact in a community, and for independent learning. So we see this as our blue ocean. Our unique differentiator is what schools cannot offer to the same degree as us, which is freedom. And to maybe be more specific is, you know, where schools are more about conformity, we respect individuality and creativity. Where schools are about following authority, we value freedom and diversity. And where schools are mostly about control, we are about letting go. This is our business model. So it's like a school. Our high-level concept is it's like a school without subjects, without exam and homework. This does not mean that they cannot have those if they want to. It's that they ask for it. Like if they want to learn and they want to be good at something, then their interaction with the facilitator would be something like, okay, you want to learn this, then this is what you have to do, right? It's an agreement. It's not something imposed on them. So the others, I think I will touch in later slides. Mostly we have a huge startup cost because of the renovation costs, because it's a venue. And then we have fixed costs in terms of salary and utilities and the like. So our goal will be to beat this monthly cost. And we target 40 customers at 60,000 annual enrollment price. Okay? And if we do this, we can have a monthly revenue of 200,000, which meets the 143,000 fixed costs. Okay? Our break-even point is 29. So I calculated our sample burn rate, like what if we don't get our 40, we got only 10, then we have a burn rate of 93,000. And this is the reserve cash that we have, and we can still operate for close to 2 years. Okay, in terms of profitability, I projected like what if we have 40 customers, then this will be our profit 50, this one 60. The fixed cost goes up mainly because we would have to hire additional facilitators here if the numbers go. Okay, and we see a secondary source of revenue, and this is in terms of parents, coaching parents. So we can have some sort of lessons also for parents. We see our early adopters as people who are residing here in our city, mainly because it's the venue is here. So of course, residents here will be the priority. And they will be, parents who are open to alternative systems or disillusioned with traditional schooling, and have kids who are unmotivated, they don't like school, or if they're aware and they're believers in self-directed education. Also, if they're unschooling or homeschooling their kids already, then they will be more open to this. Our channels to reach early adopters.
Randy, quick
Yes.
time check, 1 minute left.
Okay. So I'll just show all of these. These are our planned channels. And of these ones, only the podcast is not yet live. I've already done a webinar on this. Our Facebook is live, our Instagram is live, we have our website is live, our blog is live. Okay. This will be our sales pitch.
What if you could have gone to a school where you could do what you want, schedule your own day, choose your own classes or activities, where adults would support you, respect your individuality, and encourage you to pursue your interests? Would you have been excited to go to school every day? Now you can have your kids experience that reality in Freedom Academy. We don't tell your kids to sit down and do what we want. We give them the opportunity to be themselves, to discover their own strengths and talents, which we will support all the way. We don't force your kids into a mold, but help them spread their wings so they can fly.
Okay, so this is our sales funnel. Yeah, I'll just show that. Our forecast, basically I just broke down, what percentage will pay in full on a semi-annual basis or on a quarterly basis. And this would be how it looks like. For our hiring, we mainly will need facilitators, and they will support the interests of learners, coordinate with other facilitators in administration tasks, and their job is simply to create and uphold the community culture. So qualifications for this, of course, they have to understand and believe in self-directed education 100%. They're able to communicate well. They enjoy working with kids and teens, can handle small groups, and they're flexible and can adapt to different situations. Of course, hiring pitch is this one. I mentioned those before. But here, we don't even need someone with a teacher's license. Sorry? Okay. They don't need, we don't need people. There's not a lot of paperwork to do. And compensation starts at 16,000 a month, which is quite competitive here. In terms of legal compliance, we are already registered with the SEC. This is our tax certificate, and I'm only waiting for one more, which is our local business permit, and we can operate immediately. By the way, our funding is 100% bootstrapped by founders. And that's the end of my presentation.
So, thank you so much, ma'am, Dr. Sharma, if you have any questions.
Yes, very nice. I wish we had a chance of going to this kind of a school. So that is,
I get
and
that a
it's
lot.
like it's getting excited. Like I'm sure all others who are attending, like would say, "Oh wow!" I mean, I could decide a lot of things on my own. So it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting concept. Very nice. And I really liked I enjoyed every bit of it in terms of like you can empathize and you can understand. I have a daughter, and like with a child, like you can small like you can make out like what do they
Mhm.
want. They don't like the classes and what they are expecting. So again, that's changing, and you have worked out all that. Things are possible out there in India. It's not. So there are a lot of other issues, but that's like that's a good thing for you. Only one thing which I would. So have you done any kind of a little pilot to work with a kid or like to see, because generally anything.
Uh, well, we were supposed to do that, but then we were supposed to start this last year, but
Mhm.
COVID hit, so that was
Oh,
supposed to be our pilot year.
oh.
But what my companions like Nemuel and Dimple have been doing, they've been doing it to their own kids. Okay. My
Mhm.
kids are a bit older. I already have one adult and one
Mhm.
17 and one 15.
Mhm.
But yeah, we've sort of um, tried this with our own kids, and it seems to
Mhm.
work well with them. But ours is what you would call more on this concept called unschooling.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so it's like simply pulling your kid out of school, and then
Right. No. Unless like generally when even if you're talking about free academy and everything, but have we actually experienced something? Something has been done, and what you said, okay, fine. But otherwise, I think yeah, fine. No more
yeah,
questions.
yeah.
Thank you,
Okay,
Andy.
thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Sir Andy, and great work, Freedom Academy, as usual. All right. So let's move to the next team. Next, I'll request Team SS Group to go. Please share your screen, and we'll wait for ma'am to give a go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna start
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay. Good day, everyone. We are the Team SF Group, and our project is Agri Online, your biggest online agricultural link. Today is the final presentation and final pitch deck. Our family is engaged in the agribusiness for over 10 years, and our parents delegated this project to me and my brother. I truly believe that modernizing the agricultural sector lies in the hands of the new and younger generation of agripreneurs and farmers, thus wanting to be part of the family business. In our early surveys, we focused with the customers who are buying agricultural products such as fruits, vegetables, meat, and poultry on a weekly basis. And the top two places where they buy from these are from the supermarket and wet market, because the availability of the products provides fresh and quality products and accessibility. It's also good to note that in our respondents, 52.8% will still buy products online even after the pandemic. The current pandemic situation has affected the consumer behavior, thus expedited the use of digital technologies such as e-commerce or online transactions. As of January 2021, data shows that there are 89 million active users in the Philippines, and 89.3% went online to search for products and 80.2% purchased products online. Our first phase to start is in Davao City, but our ultimate goal is to expand in the entire Philippines. The first batch of merchants whom we interviewed were interested with the agri-online, especially with the opening pitch. At this point, wherein their sales continue to flank, they are desperately to try all means to increase their sales. With a 100% positive response from the respondents, this is the right time to introduce the platform. AgriOnline is the online platform that gives buyers and sellers an avenue that provides easy and convenient access to agricultural products and services, integrating the value chain from input to food. You can also see in this slide the prototype of the AgriOnline. We have continued to streamline and study the financials of this project by ensuring that we'll be able to execute it, plus the start with a minimal startup cost. We have negotiated with our technology company partner to develop the application to be able to come up with a MVP that we can launch by September of this year. Our competitive advantage is that AgriOnline will be the first online aggregator and marketplace in the Philippines that focus on agricultural products and even services of the value chain from input to food. It will evolve not only serving the end consumer of agricultural products such as fruit, vegetables, meat, and poultry, but also the need of the producer to purchase seed, feed from input tools and equipment at the lowest possible cost at the same time at the same time look for a buyer to which it can sell its product at a very good price. It will cater business to consumer but also business to business, and all these possibilities right in their fingertips. And we are the Amazon of agriculture that answers to the problems to customers who are looking for a one-stop mall that offers all their agricultural needs. Our unique value proposition to our merchants is to have access to a bigger customer market, increase daily order transactions and revenue, and high rate of product inventory turnover. And for the buyer, they will have the freedom to choose from variety of vendors with more product selections ordered and delivered at their most convenient option. Our key metric is to determine success will be the number of delivery transactions converted into sales revenue for both for merchants and delivery partners, number of merchants onboarded, and number of applications downloaded. Our top channels to market AgriOnline is through social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and sponsored online ads. Our revenue streams is the first phase. In the first phase will be the commission from merchant sales revenue and commission from delivery charge. Later on, we will also generate revenue through commissions from affiliate advertising, package subscription, and merchandise selling. And for our unfair advantage is that our family is in the agribusiness for over 10 years, with companies engaged in importation and distribution of farm input supply, agricultural services and infrastructure contractor, and farm production to product market and export. In building our team, we entice the key people to believe in our mission of digitalizing the agriculture sector by disrupting the value chain. In start, we will have the department that will cater to the logistics needs through our delivery partners, and the customer service agents will handle the customer and merchant inquiries and complaints. And the finance department shall handle the management of the collection and invoicing and disbursement of the payment to merchants and riders. And the sales and marketing department will handle the digital marketing campaigns, onboarding of merchants and riders, and design of the platform. And in this video, that I'll show you it's the MVP and how it will work or how it'll be used. And in our position statement for agricultural stakeholders, AgriOnline is the biggest reliable online aggregator and marketplace that provides avenue to buy and sell agricultural products and services. Unlike other online agricultural marketplace, AgriOnline provides a combination of extraordinary convenience, competitive prices, and comprehensive selections. And now my brother Seth, the CMO, will discuss the sales and marketing and strategies and investability of AgriOnline.
We have already established our marketing channels through websites at www.agrionline.ph, but currently used on product of our companies. We also created already a Facebook and Instagram page.
Hello, Joy. How does the current pandemic situation affect your sales? What if there's an opportunity for you to increase your sales despite of the situation, and at the same time expand your customer reach without renting another stall? And all these
So you can see on the slide memes of how AgriOnline will thrive in the current situation. I made a mock pitch that will instigate interest with the merchant that we will onboard the platform. In our first year sales forecast, we will slowly build a momentum in the last quarter of this year, which we expect to have a surge increase on December due to the holidays and additional merchants onboarded as highlighted in the yellow column. Our forecasted sales revenue for product sales is 38.16 million pesos, and for delivery is 3.8 million pesos, for a total of 41.97 million for 1 year. Currently, we are already in the development stage of the platform. We are targeting to have the MVP available by August so we can have an additional launch in Davao City with Bangkor and Market as our first adapters. Our needed investment is 5 million so we can continue with the phase 2 of the project. Initially, we allocated 2 million pesos and we are looking at an additional 3 million investment, which we can source for possible funders from angel investors, not to mention family, friends, business associates. We are also looking into pitching this to incubators and accelerators like Wadani Foundation and Davao City Chamber of Commerce, as well as work with the government agencies who have funding programs such as the Department of Trade and Industry and Department of Science and Technology. And for the legal compliance, with the initial phase of the implementation, we will have AgriOnline as a strategic business unit in one of our existing companies, FarmTech, Agriland Corporation, which is engaged in supply farm inputs, implement, and even farm production. However, we intend to spin off this project into a separate company after a year of operation. We have initially asked our lawyer to draft agreements for the merchant and delivery service. We do have existing NCND agreement, which we also use with the personnel currently involved in the initial stage of this project, such as the employees and platform developers. As it will be under our existing company, hence we will utilize the same pre-employment requirements. Recruitment process, job offer to include salaries, wages, and government mandated benefits. We will be able to utilize existing accounting system for the intellectual property rights. We intend to register the name of AgriOnline. As young startups, uh, we hope we have inspired you with our idea and advocacy to digitalize the agricultural sector by distributing the value chain from inputs to foods. That's all for today,
And thank you.
Thank you very much, Agri Online. Good work. And nice concept altogether is what you're doing. Only thing is, as what you said, your MVP will be ready by the month of August, but that's absolutely fine. Have you done any, even one transaction?
not yet.
For now, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So you have
We're
thought of,
developing
pardon?
we're developing the app still, that's why.
Okay, okay. So not on the app generally also. So app will take time, whatever time it will be ready. But suppose, let's say if this has to happen, let's say through messaging or maybe one end-to-end transaction, have you done?
Yes, we do have.
Yeah.
You have done one end-to-end, right from the time you're getting order to a vendor, talking to a vendor, and then getting that person on board. Some smaller transactions. Anything have you done?
My COO will answer this.
Okay, okay.
Hi, Dr. Sharma.
Yeah.
Yeah, in regards to this project, initially it has been mentioned that the Agri Online PH is already existing. Currently, we've been using it only for our companies, for the products. So initially, we onboarded only our products.
Okay, okay, got it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So that's what
So
you're
the
doing.
Yeah, so the intention is to expand the list of products and to integrate the value chain of the agriculture sector, which is from input to food. Right now, we are in the input sector. So we will to transfer into food, to the food sector, targeting the consumers.
Right, right. Okay, okay. So that's what I wanted to check. Even when you do it as an for output also, if you do one or two transactions, there's a lot of different perspectives which come in. So that is there. But any which means, if you're your app development, and I think I really like the entire thing as it's a family business which is further given it to the next generation to take over and do innovations. That's completely very important, because one of the important thing is when we look at it is creating new ventures, and on the other side it is sustaining existing ventures and growing existing ventures also is an important concept, and is very, very important. So that's amazing thing. Very nice. Best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. This was really wonderful work, Team SF Group. Thank you. Let's quickly move to the next team. Team PFA, if you can go next. And just wait for a minute. I'll take a go ahead from Dr. Sharma. Then we'll start. Okay.
Yeah, we can go ahead, Rajat. We can go ahead.
Sure. Team PFA, you can start.
Hi, good evening and good afternoon to everyone. Well, we are Team PFA, and I'm Kat. With me are my colleagues Jen and Paula. So I'm the CEO. Miss Jen is the CFO and Miss Paula is the CMO. So we are Octopus Media, helping local food businesses and food. So the problem that we have identified is that many micro and small enterprises are unable to identify the right social media platform for them. So they use all the social media platforms available, exhausting all their financial capabilities, but fail to focus on reaching their target market, resulting to low conversion of marketing. So based on the first few interviews that we have done, the question was, can they identify the platform in which best for their target market? Only 20% of the respondents said that they were able to identify, and only 60% are running paid ads on the social media platforms. In terms of effectiveness of their digital marketing, only 8% of the respondents said that it is highly effective. So with those data, it's validating the problem that we have identified. Okay, so this is our customer segment, micro and small food enterprises that are digitally present and open for delivery via the third-party delivery services. So for the interview question, tell us the challenges that you encounter when using various social media platforms. Some of our respondents said that they are indeed present in various social media platforms, but they still struggle in terms of increasing their followers and earning engagements from the posts that they are making. Another said that they have tried reaching out to other digital marketing companies, but are too expensive for micro and smaller startups like them. Another has the concern of content creation and targeting, of course, their market and boosting concerns for some. So this is our MVP. So but we showed them the MVP that you just saw, and we had an interview with them. So we asked them if the services are clear to them. So here are the feedbacks that we got. And we also asked them what do they think of the pricing plans that we have showed them. And of course, this is their feedback. And of course, our plan of action is given that feedback from the pricing plan. Of course, we offer a campaign for the free campaign for the first 2 food entrepreneurs who will sign up. Okay, so the last question that we ask is if they are willing to try out our services. We of course are happy that they are. And of course, our plan of action is to deliver the results and try our best to make the conversion that we are promising for our consumers. Okay, for this part, I'm not sure if my colleague can present this. Jen, are you available? All right. I'll be presenting this. Of course, this is our estimated startup cost, fixed costs, and the estimated revenue. So as you can see, these are minimal costs. And then for the next slide, okay, based on those costs that you have seen in the previous slide, this is our burn rate and our runway period. Okay, so this is our computation for the CAC, ARPU, and CLV. So as a startup business, spending, we seem that we understand that spending 333 pesos, Philippine peso, may seem a bit expensive for a startup. But if we have or acquired clients that will be loyal customers for at least 2 years, we could earn 9,667 from that client alone during that duration. Maintaining at least 15 clients per month is essential to make our break-even point. So here's our sales plan for the year 2022. And then our month-on-month sales target. As you can see, it's increased in December as we deem it that more clients that will have a surge on those months. As here in the Philippines, that's usually the month that people spend on purchasing food and gifts for friends, relatives. And the next slide is our sales plan by salesperson. Assuming that we will be hiring 3 account executives. Next slide.
Thank you, Ms. Kat. So at this point, I'll explain its Paula Fenwa, the CMO of the Octopus Media. So let me show you what makes our brand different from our competitors. So as you can see, we have listed 3 competitors, two marketing agencies, and then one, a platform which most micro, small, and medium enterprises use when they are promoting their campaign or when they're creating their campaigns. So what we've discovered from our interviews is that most MSMEs often find marketing or digital marketing is a challenge for them because they view it as an add-on to their duties. And of course, because of their very limited resources. And they always find themselves struggling to achieve everything that they think they should be doing. So as you can see in our prototype slide, I'd like also to highlight that we have display upfront our packages to give them the assurance that in spite of their limited money or budget, we guarantee that we will spend it on campaigns that will generate returns or leads. So let me also highlight about the thing about pricing is that we offer 2 weeks free trial for them. So it may look like an added value to our clients, but in reality, it's our purpose also to find out through analysis and testing who are their market and what works for their brand, which would eventually would help us in curating our campaigns for them. Also,
Anna, sorry to interrupt. I'll give you a time check. Please, you need to rush up a little.
all right, so let me just go. Let me just explain the heart of our concept. So, considering these constraints, our strategy would be on focused marketing. So we focus on the right platform for our clients, and this is one way of playing toward our clients' strengths and away from their weaknesses, and to take advantage of their opportunities ahead. So next slide is the lean canvas, which I believe was explained in the previous slides, and moving on the slides. So this is our hiring plan. So we have three major roles. First, the social media executive. Of course, we need someone who knows how to handle social media activities of an enterprise. And then a research and development specialist who can interpret data and find relevant and or evaluate problems, and who could also identify trends and make recommendations for improvements. And last one, we have a digital marketing strategist who is responsible, of course, for a successful management of digital strategy of our client brands. Right? So this is our talent attracting pitch, as you see on the slide. Aside from the skill set that we're looking for, the team also thought of describing of what environment we want to foster in our employees, customers, and partners. So it makes them a special place to work. For our sales pitch, you can, if you can read on screen, we highlight the common problems that MSMEs are facing, which is first the money, time, expertise, and the valuable and measurable returns. And then last one is for them to generate leads, of course. And now our social media platforms that are live now. So please note that since we're not yet operational, these are just proof of concept, which when you visit, you can see our brand logo and who we are. So for this slides, I'll be turning it over to Ms. Kat again.
Thank you, Paula. So for our funding plan, we will be bootstrapping.
Kat, please complete in 30 seconds.
Yes,
last 30 seconds.
Okay, bootstrapping in 30 seconds. Okay, 100% bootstrapping. And then we actually have an investability with friends and family as investors, but these are just our estimate for compliance purposes. So for our legal compliance as of this discussion, this is purely concept as of this moment as we are employed, and we were enrolled in this program for the improvement of the organization. So that would be all for Octopus Media.
Thank you very much. Really a much needed when we talk about social media marketing. Two points I just want to ask is one of the thing you mentioned is 8% said highly effective. Like, so that's a percentage you were trying to say that less number of people said that it's highly effective, or what was that? Because that's something which I did not understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In that part of our interview, we asked them to rate the effectiveness of the social of the that they currently have. So our choice was highly effective, and somewhat effective. So that was the result. That's why it
Okay,
was
and
highly effective.
sorry to interrupt you, but effectiveness, how is it quantified? Effectiveness.
Effectiveness meaning are their posts, or are there the one that you have shared in their social media platform was translated to actual sales.
Okay. What is your market size? Total addressable market?
As of the concept, we are targeting micro and small entrepreneurs in the area of National Capital Region of
Numbers.
the Philippines
So
only.
what's the number you're looking at? Some kind of total addressable market?
We Paula, do we have that data, or that was the data that we were lacking?
I believe that data was presented in milestone 3, which we did not include because we were trying to squeeze in with the limited slides required.
No problem. No problem. Okay. That's it from my side. Thank you very much, Octopus Media. All the best. Keep going. Good work.
Thank
you
you,
so
Dr.
much.
Sharma.
All right. So next, I'll request ML Works to be ready. Team ML Works.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, please share your screen. Be ready.
Okay. Okay, can you see the screen now?
In just a second. Now I can see.
Okay, so I'm just starting the presentation now.
Just wait for a minute. Okay, let Dr. Sharma give a go ahead.
Yeah, we are good to go.
Sure, Arpit, you can start.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So I'm Arpit Astana, and we are part of the Vadhwani Foundation Ignite program, and this is a finalist pitch deck. So let me start with a brief introduction. MLWorks is a B2B technology company. We deals with manufacturing industries. We have some solutions for manufacturing industries of India and abroad as well. So a brief background about myself. I am Arpit Astana. I am the founder and CEO of MLWorks Private Limited. I have been working in manufacturing industries for like 2-3 years before starting up this venture. And I know the pain points of the manufacturing industry because I have seen them with my own eyes. I have worked as a design engineer, and I have created machines, I have designed machines, and I have also sold them as a technical sales engineer. And my co-founder, who is Saurabh Semwal, he is an expert electronics product development engineer. He has hands-on experience in developing from scratch IoT products. So we came up with this idea that, see, industry 4.0 is not a small phenomenon. It is going all around the world now, and we have some solutions. We thought that we can bring industry 4.0 in real sense to manufacturing industry, and we started this venture then. So the problem that we have identified is, in India, there are a lot of manufacturing industries. There are, to be precise, there are 30 lakh MSMEs that do not have any access to technological solutions to manage their wastages and EMs as well. So what the major challenge they were facing was that the solutions available in the market are already and they are already very costly to them, right? And they work on the
Arpit, we can't hear you. If the bandwidth is a problem, you can switch off the camera and then continue. right? If the internet bandwidth is a problem, please switch off the camera and then continue. We can't hear you a bit.
I think
Yeah, I think he got disconnected. Let's see if he can come back.
um, in the meantime, if you have any other team which is ready, we can go ahead with that.
So, ma'am, is Team Parable here? Anybody from Team Parable? Okay, Team Parable doesn't seem to be here. Anybody from Team Honey Badgers? All right. Death Touch. Klebon from Death Touch. Klebon, are you ready to present?
I'm here. Yes,
Sure,
sir.
we can start with you. I think ML Works has got disconnected. I'll ask if he can come back. Meanwhile, we can hear from you, Klebon. Ma'am, the team name will be Death Touch.
Just make sure
If
that I have
internet is an
slide.
issue, Klebon, keep the camera off. If internet is an issue, keep the camera off. Okay.
Okay. Is my slide playing yet?
It is visible, although it looks blurred.
Now is it better?
We can't read anything.
Yeah, it is very blurred. I think it is again because of the internet. Looks very
Yes,
blurred.
it definitely is the internet. Can I try and speak through it even though it is blurred at the moment?
So let's see. I mean, if it gets better with time, I hope.
Okay. All right, let's try. So I'll go.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So what you just experienced is a few seconds in the life of a deaf individual, having a language in which to communicate, but no platform. Having spent more than 16 years of my corporate career working for some of the leading insurance companies in South Africa, servicing both the local and
Sorry,
international
Klebon,
markets.
which slide are you on?
I'm still on my very first slide. I haven't moved yet.
Okay, so.
So having spent more than 16 years of my corporate career working in the financial services industries for some of the leading insurance companies in South Africa, servicing both the local and international markets, whenever confronted with having to deal with a deaf individual, this transaction could not happen seamlessly simply because no effective communication solution existed. So what would normally take 30 minutes to complete as a transaction turned out to be a 3 to 5 day exercise simply because sign language was not accommodated. For more than 400 million citizens globally, they are experiencing severe exclusion simply because the rest of society is unable to communicate with them in sign language. This has led to extreme problems, including access to services, a high unemployment rate, and when it comes to education, only 20% of South Africans actually qualify with a secondary education platform. The solution, well, that's quite simple, is if we speak sign language, we can greatly increase the accessibility the deaf community then can experience. Now, Deaf Touch itself is born of the confluence of the $400 billion call center industry and the $200 billion app development industry. That means now with global access when it comes to video endpoint being over 50%, there's more than 4 million people in South Africa and more than 400 million people globally that can now experience a better level of inclusion. DevTouch aims to make sure that call centers and BPOs have accessible communication solutions that can ensure the deaf community then become part of our daily operations. Our products are aimed at ensuring that both governments as well as the private sector are able to communicate with the deaf end user in a language that they understand. In turn, they can then offer accessibility as a solution and accelerate diversity, equity, as well as inclusion strategies. Our MVP is a software-based solution, which is quite simple to use. A deaf end user would go to his smartphone or via a web RTC, click on that link or download the app. Our server-side software will be installed on our customers' servers because we are a B2B and a B2G company. This then means when a deaf person picks up their smartphone, dials a number, this will then happen live in real-time video, and we can either communicate directly in sign language, in speech to text, as you can see happening on your screen, or alternatively, we can bring a remote-based interpreter into a phone call, which is what you're about to witness as well. This now simply means that sign language becomes the medium of communication, and communication happens seamlessly in real time, video, and in a language that they can understand.
Hi, how are you?
A value proposition, having spent so much years in the call center industry, we have found that communicating with the deaf was one of the biggest problems that existed, which meant that the deaf then couldn't experience what any able body could experience. And this means that it actually becomes a problem in various sectors, whether it's healthcare, government, telecommunications, business process outsourcing, or even e-commerce. And these are all the areas and segments that we are targeting at the moment. Now, our award-winning software is where our competitive advantage lies. Solves is the backbone of DevTouch's technology, and it's a video, voice, and speech-to-text call distribution platform. Now, our competitive advantage is very simple because it adds great value to existing platforms by having solved the conundrum that sign language brings to the equation, and furthermore, creating a more inclusive communication environment. One can actually call DevTouch the Facebook of accessible communications. DevTouch currently has an internal rate of return of 125%. In our first year of sales, we're projecting over 14 million Rand in sales, and in year 5, over 34 million. Our gross profit margin being over 8 million in year 1 and over 20 million in year 5. As soon as our sales start, we look to break even within the 10th month, with our operational expenses at about 6.3 million in the first year. Our CAC at 30,000, CLV at 4 million, and our ARPU at over 2 million. Now, our unfair advantage is something that we really boast about, and we spoke about it a few seconds ago, that is Solves. It is our flagship product and is specific to DevTouch. In addition to that, we will ensure that we breach the unemployment market for the deaf by contributing effectively to employing deaf people. And also our unfair advantage is community. Because the deaf community is so excluded, they have their own mode of operating and ensuring that they get along. And we've made sure that we build good relationships in that area to ensure that we touch that community's lives and make them a little bit more independent. That then means our customers, as we said, we are B2B and B2G, benefits greatly from being able to access that community and uplift them greatly. We are commercially profitable in terms of what we project. We can succeed in the future because our software will be needed in the future, and COVID has actually accelerated the need for communication and made it a greater commodity in the modern day. Our resources can be utilized long term, and communication, like we said, will remain a need. Most importantly, we give back to ensure that we uplift the deaf community.
At Deaf Touch, we believe that we value communication more when we are not part of the conversation. My name is Claiborne, founder of Deaf Touch, where we enable and empower. Our vision and purpose is to connect the world to the deaf using our award-winning accessible communication solutions. This enables organizations to better communicate with the deaf and blind while empowering these organizations to deliver service as well as grow their revenue streams. In turn, it accelerates diversity, equity, and inclusion. Here at Deaf Touch, we believe to connect is to communicate.
So currently our branding, our logo is to enable and empower. We're truly an enabler because we enable the conversation to happen. In doing so, we empower both governments as well as private organizations. We are fully active on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And our channels at the moment that we are looking to distribute our product to is e-commerce, referrals, because mouth to mouth is still one of the best. In this case, it will be sign to sign. Search engine optimization, content and social media, advertising, as well as word of mouth. Like I said, we are currently present on social media, and our social media campaigns have been increasing steadily. In terms of our sales plan, we spoke about it a little bit earlier. These are just the figures that brings all of that together. Currently, in terms of investability, we have bootstrapped our operations, and here and there we have also gotten access to grant funding. At the moment, we are trying to fund our project with the Basic Department of Education, and that is where we will be creating an inclusive learning environment for deaf learners by partnering with a higher LSM school to a lower LSM school and making sure that the teaching environment is just a little bit more conducive for the deaf learner. Compliance-wise, we have made sure that everything in terms of South African legislation has been met, and we are looking to ensure that now our agreements and all is in place as we are looking to finalize a partnership, which I'll discuss with you in a second. So over the last 2 months, we approached 2 organizations. It's the Deaf Empowerment Firm. They basically look at skills development for deaf people. And our second company that we approached was Modern Centric. They are in the recruitment space for deaf people. With the Deaf Empowerment Firm, we will be providing the software, and they will be providing the manpower in order for us to build a call center, a centralized call center, which will service the deaf community. And with the Modern Community Foundation, they will be becoming a reseller. So they will be taking our product and selling it to their customers to ensure that we also then further create a more inclusive environment for the deaf community of South Africa and hopefully globally. Deaf Touch consists of various experts with a combined experience of over 70 years. We cover operations and call center myself, information technology. We've got a CIO as well as PR communications and marketing. And then we also boast with the world's first chief spiritual officer because we are a faith-based organization. And we do believe that, especially in a time such as this, faith is one of the things that makes sure that we carry forth in reaching our vision. Our hiring plan is quite simple. We at Deaf Touch are a value-based organization. We hire for attitude and we teach skills because we believe if you have the right attitude, we can teach you pretty much anything and become part of the ethos of our business. To work at Deaf Touch is truly visionary simply because we are trying to change the working environment. Yes. Awesome. We are looking to change the working environment to ensure that we have a working environment that is got a great culture for the deaf community. So here at Deaf Touch, we believe that we can give a voice to the deaf and give others the tools to listen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a very noble initiative which you have taken. It's really nice. I just want to, because your PPT were not so clear presentation, I just want to understand one thing which I think I'm probably unable. What stage you are at right now? I mean, have you launched the product or something?
Okay, so our MVP is ready. We are currently doing product market fit. So through organizations that we will be doing, we'll be taking our demo and servicing them with our demo. So that is where we are at the moment. I hope that answers the question.
Okay. And how much investment have you done?
Okay, thus far over the last 3 years, we've invested just over 500,000 Rand, not only in our product, but operationally as well.
Okay. And how many, I mean, what kind of, how much, you have done some testing, right? You're doing your testing right
Yes.
now. You're doing a pilot run right now.
At the moment, we're doing our testing, 100%.
Okay, okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claiborne. This was wonderful. I always, this product that you built is really, really nice, and I just hope that you are able to reach out to, you're able to touch thousands of lives with this. I think this is really nice.
Thank you so much, Rajat.
So next, again, I'll request ML Works to come back. Who you got disconnected in the beginning, but Arpit, if you're ready now, you can continue. Team
Yes,
ML
sir,
Works. Just wait for ma'am to give a go ahead, okay?
Yeah. You will be mailing me this presentation because I
Yes,
really
yes.
go through once.
Sure, ma'am. I'll send across the PPT so that you can have a better look at it. Arpit, you can start then.
So, ma'am, can I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. Let me start again. I am Arpit Asana, and we are one of the participants of Vardhani Foundation Ignite program. And here is our finalist pitch deck. So to start with the introduction, MLWorks Private Limited is a technology company that believes that every manufacturer must have the right tools to improve the manufacturing they have. So we are basically a technology startup. We are specializing in industrial IoT applications. So about myself, I am founder and CEO of the company, and I have worked in manufacturing industry. I got a chance to meet a lot of manufacturers in my previous ventures, and I have seen the problems faced by them in real through my own eyes, and I have seen closely like what are the challenges that they are facing. And my co-founder Saurav Semwal is an expert embedded engineer who has worked in the product development domain from scratch, worked on IoT products, and have created some of really cool IoT products. And we came up with this idea that we can provide some real Industry 4.0 solutions to manufacturing industries, and we started this venture then. So the problem we have identified is that in India, the MSMEs have a continuous challenge to improve on the cost and quality of their products, right? Because of the increasing global competition India is facing right now. So they have to increase on the quality of the product and reduce the pricing at the same time. And we have heard this with a lot of experts in manufacturing from Bajaj Autos and all of the great OEMs in India. They came forward during the time of the COVID lockdown, and they said that to reduce the reliance on China, we need to work on improving the quality of the product that we produce in India and increasing the productivity. But they fail to do this. Why? Because they do not have the right tools to do it. They are not able to actually tap those wastages that are happening on the shop floor in real time, and they are not able to actually improve the processes, improve the process efficiency so that they can provide the product at the right time to their customer. So Industry 4.0 is a big phenomena that is going all over the world right now, and in India there are some companies also that are working on it. But as I was working in the company, I was looking for some solutions, but I was not able to find the perfect solution for my company as well. So we came up with this solution and started this venture. So yeah, the customer base. So to talk about customer, we have identified 3 sectors in manufacturing where we want to focus our solution to. The first being automobile components manufacturing business. Second is apparel manufacturing business, and third is food manufacturing companies. So these are our three target market. And our early adopters, to talk about our early adopters, are OEMs and large organizations who are already looking to work on these solutions, because now as the COVID is unfolding, there is a big challenge to improve the productivity and to run their operations remotely. There is a big requirement for all the companies, and we are targeting those companies and those early adopters. And our channel to reach our early adopters are cold calls, mails, and LinkedIn. We use these channels to reach to our early adopters. So yeah, let's talk about the solution that we have now. So when we talk about Industry 4.0, we need to talk about the connectivity in the manufacturing industry. So what happens is, we have seen that there are many companies working on Industry 4.0 solution. They will just show data of some production facility, or they will just provide predictive maintenance at some machine. But when we talk about Industry 4.0, we need to understand that Industry 4.0 talks about connectivity. It talks about connecting the different value streams that are there in manufacturing unit. Production does not only depend on production system, but it also depends on supply chain as well, internal logistics as well. Availability of the raw material is a big task to maintain the productivity of the company. So when we talk about Industry 4.0 solutions, we focus on connecting all those value streams in the manufacturing industry. So what we have created is, we have created a single IoT platform, industrial IoT platform, where we can track each and every value stream of the manufacturing industry. And we are not just tracking those those value streams, we are also providing the analytics to the end user directly, so that they actually do not have to go into the data, they do not have to dive deep into the data, they will actually have insights on their own. So how we do this, we focus on KPIs, key performance indicators, to actually capture the health of each or every value stream and help them get the actual benefit of Industry 4.0 solutions. So competitors advantage. So when we have seen that there are many companies in Industry 4.0 solution, but some are providing predictive maintenance in one location. What they do is, they are just providing you a sensor. You can put that at one location in your machine, and it will tell you the health of that machine. But that is not actually predictive maintenance in real terms, because if some other location fails in the machine, then there is again there is downtime in the machine. Total overall machine will be stopped, and it will not complete the purpose of predictive maintenance. There are some companies that show you the production data. They calculate overall equipment efficiency, OEE, directly, and they just show that information on some dashboard to our client, to the manufacturing industry. But that actually not helps the manufacturing experts, because they still need to know how to improve the productivity, how to increase the productivity and improve on the quality of the product. And to do that, we need to collect all the value streams, and that is what we are doing right now. So our lean canvas is there. So I would like to discuss about the unique value proposition that we have is, first of all, we are creating a complete overall digital twin of entire operations in our manufacturing industry. We are capturing all the value streams, and we are providing analytics right away to them. And the second most important point is that all of the Industry 4.0 startups or companies fails to admit that in India there are even in large OEMs and large manufacturing industries, there are processes that are manual. Right, they capture the data from CNC or computer controlled machine, but that leaves the major part of the manufacturing industry, which are manual operations. Right, so in our capability, what we have developed is, we are able to capture data from those manual operations as well. For example, there are some assembly lines where where workers are assembling continuously some components. We can capture data about efficiency, how much they are efficient in doing their job, what are the wastages happening on each or every station that they're working on, and the various KPIs from those manual stations as well. So these are our two most important unique value proposition that we have. Our channels to reach our client is LinkedIn, and majorly LinkedIn, and through email marketing and cold calls. So yeah. to position ourselves, the statement that we use as our IIT platform is for manufacturing industries and help them to connect various operations happening into the manufacturing unit, because we believe when we talk about industry 4.0, it is all about connectivity. And we find the inefficiencies and wastages, we pinpoint the problem and tell the user that you need to look at this location to improve your productivity. So these are the information that we are providing to them. So yeah, next slide. Our social media presence. So we are using currently LinkedIn to leverage our customer base, because LinkedIn is a site where we get a chance to meet a lot of businesses, and we are a B2B company. So we thought that LinkedIn is the most suitable platform for us. So our sales pitch, let us talk about why they choose us. Because we talk about connectivity, we talk about that we take the information from each value stream. We do not think that you by just capturing the data of production or by just capturing the data of machine health, you can reduce the overall wastages and increase on productivity. To reach to that target, you need to look at each and every value stream. And in that, we also provide the unique value by capturing the data from manual stations as well. So yeah, investability. Currently, we are bootstrap. We have worked on some projects. We are working with some companies, big manufacturing companies as well, to run some pilots in this coming month. Because of the COVID situation, the process got delayed, but we are still on track. So the next stage of our product is to get that MVP in the hands of our customer. What are we doing right now is we are creating the product, and to get to that level, we need a team. We need a team that can help us to accelerate the process of product development, because the solution we have is quite big. And for that we need 10 lakhs. We have invested so much till now, not so much, but we have delivered some products already into the manufacturing industry. So we have invested in those projects already, and those projects are already bootstrapped only. Legal compliance, we are a registered private limited entity. We have done all the required compliances that are required by Indian government. We have our agreements in place, but we are a small team, and we do not have any employees right now, so we have not created any HR related agreements and policies. So we have an accountant system that is managed by us. Corporate compliances, we have taken a help of a law firm to get us corporate compliances in place, and we have not registered for any IP yet. So this is our presentation. We can move to the questions.
Okay. Thank you very much, Emil. Works. Of course, we don't care about the wastages, and this is what the companies are not so aware. And probably when you talk about small and medium enterprises, especially, I mean, it's kind of family-run businesses, so they all the more they believe that they know everything. Which they know, which definitely, and they're not so open to this kind of automation and a lot of other new concepts. So I just want to understand, apart from this, what are your major challenges which you're facing right now? I mean, in terms of, because you have done your compliances, you're already working, you invested money. So what are your major challenges and how are you overcoming that?
Yeah, the major challenges we have, one of the major challenges that we are facing right now is there are many companies, many startups who are providing solutions in the name of Industry 4.0. But what happens is when one company is invested in some solution, they are not looking for another solution provider, the first of all. And what they say is when the results are not achieved with the solution that they get, they just tell everyone else around themselves that these solutions are a hoax and does not work. First, that is the first challenge we are facing. And the second challenge we are facing is that it takes a long time for us to reach to our customer. Like, we have to find our customer, we have to talk to them, we have to undergo like 10 to 15 meetings before we can reach to the final place where we can actually install a solution in their manufacturing unit or give them just a single demo. So the problem here is that it takes a lot of time for us to get to to install our solution in their unit, and they want our solution at the cheapest price possible. So that is the biggest challenge we are facing right now, because if we want to keep the prices at lower side, then we need to capture a lot of manufacturers at a very fast pace to cover our expenses. So that is the another challenge we are facing right now.
So yeah, I could understand. So one of the important part is how to communicate and make them understand that this is what is the problem. One of the thing you can do is as a company you can actually look forward for the next generation people who are joining their own businesses,
Yes, yes.
because they will
That is
understand this in a better way, and it will be they who will be communicating it about your thing, because that will be very effective. And second is, of course, it's outcome based thing, so everyone would like to you have to get that one success story to talk about. So that is where you have to identify very critically one company, work on it, get the outcome, and that will help you convert other people. So that is something which is very, very important. Huh? Okay,
Yes,
thank you very much, ML
Right.
Works.
Thank you,
So to
ma'am.
add
Thank you
to
for
what
the
ma'am just said, Arpit, even if you have to offer your solution at a very, low price, or even to one or two businesses, even free of cost, just as a trial basis, that is fine, because that could be counted as a customer acquisition cost. But if you get couple of clients by offering your solution free of cost, because free to everybody likes, but it can give you some data, and it can also give you some, real customer outcomes to show to the future customers that we have worked with these couple of clients, and this is the data, this is their feedback. Even if it means you offering them free of cost, but those first 2-3 customers can give you real credibility in the market that you can take to the further customers. I think that would be a way to go.
Yes, sir. We actually do that. We run some small demo solutions in the units, and we install our solution at 10 station, 20 station to give them a demo and to help them understand that these solution actually help them. So we do that free of cost, and then we talk about the money. Right till now that we have not worked with a lot of customers. So
Sure.
yeah, this is the way forward for us.
One other thing I would have liked to see in the presentation is some form of a, working demonstration of your MVP, because it might be a video that explains how the system works, or it might be some, some data point from what you have already done with some customers. That I think is missing. If you can include that, that will be nice. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you for the
Anything that can give us a real feel of how the solution functions, how it works, how it captures data, what kind of outcomes you achieve, and anything that gives a insight into the actual solution, that would be nice to have. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you
All
for the
right.
feedback. We will include that.
So last, I'll request Farms Book to present quickly. Team Farms Book.
Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yes.
So, Pankaj, let's get started. Are you speaking, Pankaj? We can't hear you.
I think he's not connected to the audio.
Pankaj, are you there? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Are you speaking?
Internet issue.
Right.
Yeah. We'll wait till he'll join.
Sure.
Sorry for connection issue. I will sharing the PPT again. Yeah. As 70% Indian small farmers produce the 70% Indian food, but they have majority of small landholder farmers facing the direct market access for their produce. Problem farmer facing is limited buyer option. Presently, farmer have to depend only on nearby buyers. Second, limited time for marketing. After harvesting crop, farmer have only 4 to 5 hours for selling their 3 to 6 month crop. Third is demand supply gap. Due to gap in demand and supply, farmer getting lower price for their crop and high production cost. Individual farmer have to pay high price for every when buying the agri input from the companies. FarmSook solving these issues. FarmSook is a mobile technology platform that help small farmers in agriculture produce marketing to global buyers before harvesting. They can sell their produce before harvesting through FarmSook. Solution: crop suggestion based on the demand data, global buyers access based on the rating, 24 hours selling. They can sell their produce 20. How FarmSook work? One farmer group can post their produce on the FarmSook platform. They can select the crop type, organic and inorganic, and traders and manufacturer and exporter can see the different group based on the state, city in the on FarmSook platform. Input companies can easily access the farmers through the FarmSook platform. They can provide their services to farmers using the FarmSook. Value proposition for farmer. Farmer to global buyers. Farmer no need to depend only nearby buyers या market. Farmer can make decision according to demand data. Farmer can access to best finance and input companies. And FarmSook assure कि farmers can access the best finance and input companies. Value proposition for buyers. Buyers can directly access to fresh and quality produce. Buyer can access multiple farmers group on the single app from the filtration of state and the city. Buyers can safe and secure payment terms for buyers, and buyer can save 5 to 10% when buying from FarmSook platform. Price benefit for farmers and buyers. Farmer can get 40% extra benefit from the same produce using the FarmSook platform, and buyers can save 15% to buying directly from farmers, farmers group. Revenue opportunity: we charge 1% on output selling from the farmer group. Advertisement: we have access data of the farmers to input providers. Export: we are exporting the produce directly from the farmers group to foreign countries. Market research: the agriculture market is $350 billion. We are targeting 20 million progressive farmers. Total number of farmers in India, 146 million farmers. Competition: we have competition with the Agri-10X and AgroWave and Bijak. We are the more convenient and less expensive for farmers. We are directly working with the farmers, and we are open for all input companies so they can easily provide their service to farmers using the FarmSook platform. Currently, we are working with the 40K farmers, 40 plus farmers groups, 50 plus verified bulk buyers, and 10 lakh revenue generated in 2020. Growth plan 2021 to 26. We are targeting 20 million farmers and 100K farmers group in next 5 years. Impacts: input planning improves soil quality, and consumer can eat healthy and safe food. Productivity and farmers' income will increase, and agri input cost reduced for individual farmers using FarmSook platform, and job creation at the village level. The team of my name is Pankaj, and I have 3 year experience in the agriculture. CMO Roshan Kumar, he have the 6 year experience in the investment company, and Krishna Kumar, he have 9+ year experience in the development. He are working as the CTO of FarmSook. These are the app screenshot where farmer can log in, buyers can log in, and farmer group can log in. Farmer group can manage all the things from the group. Company ownership: founders have 75% ownership, stock 50% option, mentor 10%, and investor zero. We are bootstrapping currently. We want to raise 250K, and we are utilizing these funds in the 2 years, and we are targeting 50K farmer group, 5 million farmers for the development, hire developers, and database and analysis team, server cost, advertisement and marketing, and we using the fund in the tech growth and operations and other things. A strong and reliable network of farmers. Thank you.
Good work, Pankaj. You are solving a lot of farmers' problem, which any which ways the country is facing. Which region are you working, Pankaj?
We are working in Rajasthan and MP.
Rajasthan and MP. So you have this is so these are the three team members you showed us. Apart from that, how many people are there? How many employees do you have?
We are the 10 members currently.
10 members. And how many villagers have you are associated with you? How many villagers, if or maybe let me put it up, how many farmers are there with you?
We have the 40K plus farmers.
40,000. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that point. No.
Yeah, 40 plus farmers group.
Okay. And I want to understand. So the farmers who have subscribed with you are continuing with you, right?
Yeah. We are working with the farmers group, and the farmer in the farmer group, they add the farmers because we need the bulk produce. They can sell the bulk produce because individual farmer don't have the in the bulk quantity.
So entire packaging and all is done by
farmer group.
Farmer group only. So you have told them, and that's how they're doing. And okay, and one important thing, one point, why are you looking at only global buyers? You said global buyers.
We have the access of the all buyers, any like India buyers and global buyers, exporter, all the things. Anyone can access the particularly farmer group from anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what are the risks associated with this? What are the problems or risks you're facing right now?
We are facing the problem of the digital payment. How we can integrate the digital payment so buyer can trust FarmSouk.
Mm-hmm.
And second, we are facing problem of processing and packaging at the base level.
Mm-hmm.
And third problem, we are facing the storage. How we can storage the produce in the village level. So we are working with some companies so they can provide their storage solution to farmers through FarmSouk.
Okay, so that is why I asked you why global buyers. So that's precisely a reason, that storage stuff and shelf life. Another point is how quickly does a farmer get some money?
Yeah, when the dealing between the farmer group and any buyer will happening, buyer pay advance to farmer group.
Mm-hmm.
Buyer pay the directly to FarmSouk, and after that produce transport to farmer group to the buyer, then FarmSouk transfer all money to farmer group, and in the next 2 or 3 days farmer group distribute all the money to farmers.
Okay, how many times have you faced any kind of rejection of the products by the customer?
Yeah, because previously we are working with the direct calling with the customers. So we are integrated with some system. The buyer have to order first on the FarmSouk platform. After that, they can connect with the farmer group. So that's increase the buying rate from the customers, because if they are directly calling to farmer group, they don't make any orders. The rejection thing that happened in that time. But currently, when they order on the FarmSouk platform, if they don't cancel the order, the rating will decrease to the particularly buyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think the question was more from point of view of quality assurance, that if you have faced rejections because the buyer did not like the quality of the product, has there been cases when you face rejection of the orders because the quality was not up to the mark?
No. We every buyer have some issue of the quality, because 5% is any 5% in the agriculture produce 5% is eligible for the.
पंकज मेरे एक सिंपल सवाल ऐसे बता दो कि आपका जो भी रेवेन्यू है उसमें से कितना परसेंट लॉस इसलिए होता है कि आपका प्रोडक्ट जो भी है फार्म प्रोड्यूस का, फार्म एग्री फार्म का, वो रिजेक्ट कर देता है कस्टमर?
हमारा यानी जो है अभी तक हमने जो ऑर्डर्स किए हैं कम से कम 50 प्लस ऑर्डर हमने किए हैं, उनमें से एक भी डील यानी रिजेक्ट नहीं हुआ।
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है। और ये 50 प्लस डील में से कितने इंडिया में और कितने आउटसाइड इंडिया?
ज्यादातर इंडिया के ही हैं अभी।
हाँ, तो आप ग्लोबल बायर्स का जो बात कर रहे हो ना बार बार, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स आई सॉ ग्लोबल बायर्स, तो ग्लोबल I think for the time being, I mean that can be your vision. I have no problem, but initially let us look at it in the same vicinity, because एक shelf life और ये सब का issue भी होता है ना. So the moment you have trapped that one area and you have catered to that one area, so Pankaj, it is easy to replicate similar models in similar other states, right? With the different farm groups, right? तो आपने अगर राजस्थान और मध्य प्रदेश के फार्मर से ये विलेजेस 40,000 फार्मर्स से कवर किया, तो ये रीजन कवर कर रखा है आपने. तो अब यही, सो देन यू रेप्लिकेट, बट यू एंश्योर दैट यहाँ पर पूरा प्रोसेस आप स्टडी करके पूरा वर्कआउट होके, सो दैट इट इज डन. So same thing you can replicate in other state, let's say Punjab and Haryana for example, or Haryana, and then you say वहाँ के farmer से tie up कर और closest areas लिया, like Delhi and all those areas जहाँ पे आपका directly farm से produce जा सकता है. I mean something like that can work, but only thing is first whatever area जो आपने लिया है वो properly workout होना चाहिए. जो आप बोल रहे हो storage issues, या तो क्यों अगर कुछ ऐसा किया जाए जहाँ पे स्टोरेज इशू का प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा रिड्यूस हो जाए, right? If you need storage for more time, it can be further reduced. So I am providing it in such an area where मतलब हमें ज्यादा स्टोरेज का इशू आए ही ना. That is what my point was.
जैसे यानी कुछ ग्रुप्स के पास हमारे पास स्टोरेज है पहले से ही, उनको यानी उनका प्रोड्यूस हम एक्सपोर्टर से कनेक्ट करवाते हैं उन्हें डायरेक्टली. हमारे 3 तरह के हमारे पास बायर्स हैं. एक तो ट्रेडर्स जो सिटी लेवल यानी एक स्टेट लेवल पे बैठा है या सिटी लेवल पे कुछ सामान खरीदता है फिर सप्लाई करता है अदर्स यानी स्मॉल बायर्स को. दूसरे हमारे पास प्रोसेसर्स जो यानी एक फार्मर से प्रोड्यूस लेते हैं बल्क में, उसको प्रोसेस करते हैं फिर मार्केट में
बनाते हैं. ठीक है.
तीसरे हमारे पास है एक्सपोर्टर जो यानी एक्सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं मार्केट को, जैसे टर्मरिक हो गई या अदर ग्रेन्स हो गए.
तो पंकज वही आपको देखना है तीनों में से कहां से आपका ज्यादा फ्रीक्वेंटली ऑर्डर आ रहा है. दैट इज व्हाट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. आप एक कस्टमर को देना चाहते हो कि ये, सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड योर कस्टमर सेगमेंट एंड उसमें फिर ज्यादा फोकस करना है. ठीक है. But that's a good work, Pankaj. Good, very nice way of, I mean, very nice concept where you're actually helping farmers to gain more and reliability, and even the users also are benefiting with the direct produce. Huh? So then again, it's healthy also. That's good work, Pankaj.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj. This was really nice, and I'll try to connect you with some people who were part of our program in the previous batches, who are also working in a similar domain in agriculture. I'll try to connect you with those guys also.
Okay, it's very helpful for us.
Yeah. All right. So I think this is all for today's session. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for taking out time. It was really great having you with us today. And I hope you also found some really nice ventures to look at, and I really liked your inputs that you shared with the team.
Yeah, so no, that's very nice. I really like the way, I mean, the kind of work people are doing, and it's really a lot of learning experience for us also to understand, like, unschooling the kind of concept which are coming up with through the travel industry where the team is working. And when we look at the media houses, or even providing solutions to industry, coming up with a social cause for, I mean, the Deaf Touch team, which is doing, and this, so every single venture which I just saw, or the ideas, whatever level they have reached, is completely new and innovative. It's like, that is really commendable. And I think, and as usual, Vadani Foundation is doing a great job by bringing such kind of things and bringing change in the life of people. That is extremely important, and mentoring is something which helps people to grow and guide. So that is a great work, all of you. Please continue doing that, and looking forward. If there's any help I can be of any help, happy to help at any point of time. Thank you.
Sure, so thank you so much. That will be really nice, and we'll be in touch for seeking some mentoring support from you as well to help these ventures move forward. Thank you all the participants. We'll meet again tomorrow evening for the remaining ventures to present. Have a great evening, all of you. We'll meet tomorrow again. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Rajat, I will mail you the sheet.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah,
I'll
but
send
before
out the DevTouch presentation right away. Yeah.